We are live. Hello. Let me just check. I like to check before stream. Make sure everything's up. You can see there. One person's waiting. Probably myself. Okay, come on. We are live. It's working. Yep, there it is. It's coming through. Great. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Wait for a few people to get in here. It's me in the chair today. Oh, and an arm. Oh, the arm's gone. I think I can do something.
Hello.
Oh, there he is. Oh, we can change these up. We can have a full screen, me and you, and then or we can have two wider. Anyway, trying something new today. Hope everybody's good. I'm doing this live, but it's going to be up on the channel afterwards. So we're just going to be talking about the Apple event. Usually I do this on my own. And for anyone who hasn't watched the latest vlog, I actually mentioned that I do a podcast now called From Across the Pond. And my co-host here, Bram, actually does that with me. So yeah, he's on the channel for the first time.
It's my third YouTube debut, so it's good to be back. Good to be back in the old nest.
Yes. So we've got a lot to discuss, so let's get into it. There's tons of stuff that came out of the event, so I guess, do we want to go through it in order of,
Well, it's your channel. I'll let it all up to you.
I think we should go through it in order of the event. So let's kick off right at the beginning. I actually just want to check this has gone out correctly. And there it is. So the event itself, I think we was going into it hoping that it was going to be more. I say more, but it's spring loaded. Let's start with that right from the beginning. The events went out spring loaded. We had a nice rainbow pencil like Apple logo. I think we got it was pretty loaded. And it was spring, and it was very focused. One of the main attractions was the pencil side of things from Apple.
I can tell you one thing that isn't going to be loaded anymore, and that's my wallet after this keynote. That one isn't going to be loaded anymore.
Tell me about it. But I will say this, though. I'm the most prepared I've probably ever been for an Apple event. In terms of, I saved. Yeah, I saved. And I think because things have been delayed, aka like the Apple TV and stuff, I haven't spent the money. I've just kept it there. So yeah. Anyways, so as we get into the event, then they kicked off with some things on right away. It was like Apple Pay card, credit card thingy that they do, family thing. Now they've opened that up to families, and then we delved into podcasts, which I know is obviously an area that we delve into. What they didn't brand it as like Podcasts Plus, did they? That wasn't a.
No, it's sort of like it feels like sort of like Patreon, but then inside the Apple Podcasts app. Yeah. So I'm wondering how viable it is for like creators, because obviously people don't just listen on Apple Podcasts; they also listen on Spotify and Pocket Casts or whatsoever. So I don't think of how big of a success this is going to become. It depends. Apple is like one of, if not the biggest podcast player. So I thought it looked quite interesting. I might look into it if it's possible to get like a subscription in your show. But it wasn't like the main like an Apple Podcast Plus that we were expecting. It was just like Patreon built into the Apple Podcast app.
Yes, it's I guess a way of monetization for podcast hosts, and podcast owners. I guess on the service. Which I guess is good. There's no like paywall for like, exclusive podcasts or anything. You haven't got to pay monthly to get access to stuff. So it's if you want more content, as you say, like Patreon, it's that type of market they're trying to attack first, I guess.
That's what I was worried about. That's what's going to be like. That Apple was sort of like Spotify was going to buy a podcast and then they would only be available on the paid platform. I'm glad they didn't do that. I don't like when Spotify does it, like Joe Rogan or something, but. So I'm glad that Apple isn't jumping on that train yet. Yeah. Might happen later, but not at the moment, luckily.
Yeah, so we got that. That was right from the start. I think was it that? What else was it? What else was after that? After the podcast? Tim
I think
announced
it
something else.
I think it was AirTags. Or was no, Ted Lasso came after that.
AirTags was first, I believe.
Yeah. I think it was AirTags then after the podcast.
So yeah, AirTags, one of the biggest things that was heavily rumored and very much been ready for the last year and leaked, and pretty much identical to what John Pross has been putting out in terms of the renders that he had or created. And interesting. I wasn't that hyped with it because I think for me it was the price had to be good for me to be convinced for AirTags. I would not have paid over $50 for it, and I'd seen some people saying 70 was was what it could have been, but 29.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all.
Insane. And I think I don't know why I spoke about this before, maybe on From Across the Pond, but like Apple don't do what like Sonos to do with multi-buy in certain devices for product discounts. And this is the first one where we can buy 4 now for $100 or buy 2 for 20 buy 1 for $29 or 4 for $99.
Yeah.
Great. So you're basically saving $4 for each tag then. Great.
It's a great deal, yeah. I already made like an arrangement with a friend of mine. Like he wants to. I think I'll be suited enough with 2, so 1 for my keys and 1 for my bag. So I just said to him like, "Oh, I'll just order 4, and I can you can buy 2 of them, and we can just split the bill, and it's a bit cheaper then as well."
Yeah,
compared to buying 2 separately.
You still save $8 that way. So for me,
over here it's €10. Like I live in the Netherlands, and over here there are €35 each.
Yeah,
and the 4-pack is $120.
Oh, okay, so a little bit, but not too costly. Okay,
it's a bit less expensive. It saves $10, which I guess can go to like the kind of expensive leather like keychain thingy.
Yeah, that they really. That's what annoys me with these is you kind of need these. So the price isn't just $29. You do need a keychain, or you do need whatever type of accessory you want for it, I guess. And then they cost more than the tag itself, than the AirTag itself.
Yeah.
So I did notice if anyone is wanting to get a cheaper version of it, there is actually a Belkin one on there for £12 in the UK. So, and it seems to be. It says I haven't really read much about it. I just saw it, but it says secure lock or some sort of like so you can't take it out without probably like a key type thing. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. Because I know some people, like I know Bram, you mentioned about your bike at one point, having one on your bike, and somebody could just take the tag.
Yeah.
So maybe
that's the thing around here. Like if you put it on your bike or just your bike in general, it's so easy to get stolen. So I would love to put one on my bike because a bike is something that I lose sometimes. But well, I don't want to spend the risk of losing like €35. That's because of an AirTag lost from my bike.
I agree with that 100%. Yes, so AirTags, I'm very excited for that. I'm going to be picking up 1 for myself. Bram, as we know, is going to pick up 2. Funny enough, before the event was going on, I was trying to find my keys to lock the door. I was like, where's my keys? I was like, it'd be great to have an AirTag right now. So that's coming soon. So
I really love that you can do like the hot, cold thing with your iPhone. So it just like says like, oh, it's cold, hot, and you found it.
That's similar to the Mini, isn't it? The HomePod Mini.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the ultra wideband. Chip.
It senses how close you get, and the vibrations get more intense. When you're using the handoff thing. So that's AirTag. Very, very interesting. A new product category for Apple. I've seen a headline on Twitter. I haven't read about Tyler apparently already kicking off about the monopolizing, whatever. I don't know. I haven't really read much about it, but anyways, the $29 is very competitive. Then we moved into TV. Showed us a trailer for Ted Lasso season 2. Have you seen Ted Lasso, Bram?
I started watching it a couple of weeks ago, but I still need to finish it. It's quite good so far. So
very good. I'm so excited for season 2. That was what they showed their trailer. Always nice to fill some minutes there with those type of things. And then we moved into Apple TV territory, which, as I said at the beginning of the stream, I saved for. Very much happy and needing one. I'm currently using an Apple TV between 2 rooms. So I was praying for this event, and we got it with a new remote. So what was your initial impressions, bro?
When I first saw it, I thought it would look kind of ugly, the remote that is. And then I looked in the morning, I was like, oh, I actually kind of like it. Because at first I thought that like the whole swiping thing was gone. Like instead of pressing down on the arrows, you could just swipe with your finger, sort of like on your iPhone. But I found out that it's still there, so that's quite nice. Because I feared that it was just going to be buttons, and I hate just pressing buttons like 100 times and like skip through a row or like a keyboard or something. So it looks pretty good. I'm definitely going to order it next week when we can, because we can't order it right now yet.
Yeah, 10 days. We'll be able to order all the goodies on April 30th. It's the same with I think the ATAG actually I can order on the 23rd. So I can order the ATAG this Friday. Yeah.
This Friday,
This Friday I can order ATAG. Next Friday
I don't know when they ship though, the AirTags.
I think they might ship it. I think did they ship the 30th?
I
thought they did.
Let's see.
Yeah. Let's have a look. So I'll give my impressions. While Bram's look, you found it.
April 30th. Order April 23rd. Ships April 30th.
So in 10 days we'll have ATAG then. That's good.
Yeah.
So
hopefully.
Yeah. So Apple TV then. From my impressions, I saw the remote and I thought, that's a thick boy. It's pretty thick. It looked pretty thick in the thing. And my initial thing was, I wonder if it's got backlit keys. I wonder if the keys to light up, because I'm using the Shield right now, and one of the benefits of that I absolutely love is you just pick it up and it lights up like all the when obviously you're usually in the dark and you're watching a show or whatever. So I thought maybe, but I haven't seen nothing. I haven't looked into that. I did just see a notification come through. New Apple TV 4K support at the bottom of all my Twitter notifications. Support Wi-Fi 6, Thread, and HDMI 2.1 support. So that's pretty interesting. There's some stuff coming out now, obviously.
So theoretically, you could game at 120 hertz.
120 hertz, yeah. And they actually 14.5 is out now, which supports on iOS and tvOS, PlayStation and Xbox controller support. So amazing.
We can use the DualSense in the Series X ones now. Exactly. Luckily. Which is good, because did you also read that today you can, like, there's a closed beta of xCloud streaming on my phone.
So if anyone Xbox users that, they can play all your Game Pass games on the go. Well, some of them anyway. So yeah, that was what I thought. I thought maybe because it's thicker, like a lot thicker than the Siri remote, maybe that's why. But I guess maybe another reason is they made it thicker is because a lot of people were breaking their other ones and they were quite flimsy, and there's all those other. Does it still charge via Lightning or is that USB-C? I didn't really look into that. Not really sure. I'm assuming it'd be Lightning.
Sure. Yeah. I'll have a look.
I'm wondering if they moved it all over, but yeah, it looked really good. And it is a box as well, and it stays at the same price of starting at $180, which I was hoping it'd be a little bit less, even if it was coming in at like $120, $130. But the Apple TV is, I guess the more pro streamer versus the it's trying to compete with the Nvidia Shield, and then you've got the $100 ones then, which they've obviously got one for.
And also, if you want to keep your current Apple TV and you still want the new remote, you can just buy the new remote.
Yes. Yeah. So Minecraft James has asked us a question based on the Apple TV, and this is a good point. I did think of this. So would that mean 8K support on the new Apple TVs, as HDMI 2.1 supports 8K, but they marketed it as a 4K?
I think that's also dependent on the chip, because I know like the HDMI needs to fit, but also like the chip needs to handle it. Yeah. I mean, A12 is quite powerful, but I'm not sure. They didn't specify it, so maybe with a software update. But knowing Apple, I wouldn't expect it.
Yeah, that's a good point though. But they definitely did brand it as the 4K model, and I guess most people would be thinking that. But I think this is more aimed at the 120 hertz gaming side of things, which I'm sure with tvOS 15 and dub, there's all that as well.
The remote is still Lightning, by the way. I just checked the page, like what's in the box, and it still includes a Lightning to USB cable. And that's still Lightning to USB-A, not USB-C. So thanks, Apple. I can't even plug that into my new iMac.
No. We'll be getting to iMac in a second, but before we do, Nikias Molina is going to join. He's asked to come on, so we will be getting him on shortly. But overall, the Apple TV, though, Bram, are you happy with it? Because I know you was pretty strongly wanting it to be a dongle or a different type of box. But...
Yeah, like I wish it was just like a dongle, like the Chromecast. Apparently, it's not. So it's not the biggest issue. It is what I was expecting. Like there were some rumors about them like making it like gaming focused. And I was like, I don't see Apple doing that just because Apple and gaming isn't like, well, like active gaming, like Xbox level gaming isn't like Apple's forte normally.
Yeah.
So I'm quite happy with it. Like it has some more headroom for the next couple of years. I mean, it already was like one of the most powerful streaming boxes around. Like I'd say next to game consoles, and those are more powerful, but those are a lot bigger as well. So no, I'm happy with it. I like the remote now. I like that it has like it's all metal and like the redesign looks good. Yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm definitely going to order one next week. I'll get the 64 gig version just for Apple Arcade, so I can have lots of headroom with storage. No, I'm all for it. What do you think about it?
Same. I think for me the biggest thing was the remote. Anyway, there's like a small minority of people that didn't really like the Siri remote. So for me, having more buttons, the simple button like turning off your TV and turning off, like, I mean, that's on my PlayStation Media remote as well. So I'm a Shield remote as well. So they all do the same thing now, which is nice. Again, like I would love it to be backlit. You know, I would love for that to have like a gyroscope in there, wherever, and be backlit. But you know, it's going to do what it does in the tin, and you know, and it's going to be good. That's one
thing I found weird about the new remote. It has like a dedicated power off and power on button. But I know with my old Apple TV, I could also turn on and off my TV by just pressing on the TV button. So I don't get why there's a separate button for it now. Because for my CEC, it was just like I turned the Apple TV off and all my other device, like my TV in general, just turned off.
Yeah, interesting. Actually, maybe it's more of for the people that ain't using it, I guess, or I don't know. Because mine does this. Mine does the same. Yeah. Anyway, interesting. It is interesting, regardless.
But looking forward to it. I'm in the market for a new Apple TV, so
same. So we do have 3 people on. Actually, 7 people on. Wow, that just jumped from 3 to 7. So yeah,
everyone is excited about this event. Everyone loves it.
If anybody has any questions or anything, please ask, and we'll be going through them as we go. Anyways, moving on to the next thing we had. We had the iMac. So, but before we do that, let's add Nikias, the Lemon Boy, into the stream.
How are you?
Good evening.
You want some lemons?
Oh,
he's literally got lemons on cue. He's got them on cue.
Gosh, I just hurt myself. I just hurt myself so bad. I closed the door right before the stream. I was like running.
Oof.
Oh.
No.
You Thoughts on the keynote? Really quickly?
Yeah, so we're just going through bits now, but yeah, all in all, it was loaded. Pretty loaded.
Yeah.
And I'm not, and me and Brown said at the start, when I'm not going to be loaded.
Yeah. So everything's loaded except our wallets.
Yeah.
So the Apple TV remote is sold separately, which is pretty cool. You guys saw that?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yep. So if you have the old one and you hate remotes, which lots of people do, you can just use the new one.
Exactly.
It even ships with because they still sell the Apple TV HD, and that now also includes that new remote I saw.
Here, smile. I'll tweet this like this. People, say hi.
Yo.
Hi.
Here, let me tweet this.
Look. No, it's been a while since I've been this excited about an Apple TV event, to be honest. I loved it. I loved everything in it. I want everything.
They've started the
not really everything, strong.
But so Emil Bang says, to be honest, I don't have a problem with the old Siri remote. Team Bram. Yeah, Team Bram. Nicky, what about you?
I don't mind it much either.
I don't have a problem with that as much as like people like haters do, but I like the change, and I had problems with the typing especially. But once again, you have the iPhone to type on, which So I'm not a hater. I'm in between.
I just thought of the
both.
Okay. So last thoughts on Imac. You guys were hating on it.
Well, we actually haven't got to that part, but we'll get to that now.
By the way, I just remind of the thing we forgot before, because we were talking about what came after podcast. It was the purple iPhone 11 or iPhone 12.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, iPhone 12, yeah.
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 Not for me, but I guess nice for people who like purple.
Yeah, it was the Pro.
I was not expecting that like whatsoever. It's the first time, apart from like a product red launch, that Apple has ever done this.
Yeah.
And it was weird that Apple actually talked about it in the keynote.
Especially like I get product red because it's for a charity and it's sort of more special, but like purple is like were lots of people asking for purple. Like I don't really have the feeling that people were, but. Oh well, it's nice for the people who want it, I guess.
It's definitely just Apple throwing the iPhone 12 again. Like, hey, we still have the iPhone 12. It's just like another press release. People are going to cover it, and it's going to be like more press coverage of the iPhone 12. So like the color is literally like the smallest thing, for them.
Yeah. I hope people will now start to buy the Mini again, because I'm due for an iPhone upgrade next year when my contract expires, and I really want a Mini. But now they're all saying like, "Oh, we're not going to make a Mini anymore." So hopefully, I'm still.
Is the iPhone 12 like It's also available with the Mini, right?
The color,
the color,
yeah. That's pretty cool. I'm going to be unboxing it for sure.
When's that come out? Friday, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So it's available without. New Apple Watch bands came out too. Did you guys see AirTags? There was actually a Hermes model.
$400 is it?
I thought it was. I thought it was only. Yeah.
Is it $400? Holy shit!
I thought it was only a case, but they actually sell you the AirTags inside with this box. I like the idea of that. It's a premium model. It's a premium brand. People who pay Hermes purchase, they won't mind buying. It is
nice leather though. Like I have like one Hermes Apple Watch band, and it is like it's very smooth. It is good quality, but like $400 for an AirTag is like another leak for me.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, let's go through some of the chat. So we've got Silas Martinez Lopez says, I have to have the yellow iMac on my OMFG. The same as Nick yesterday.
The what?
She has to have the yellow iMac.
So do you guys know, and Silas, do you know that like the color of the iMac is different on the back than on the front? It's very dark on the back and it's very light on the front. So like I love the yellow in the front. I don't really like it as much on the back, which I don't really mind because it's going to be against the wall.
You're not going to see it like.
I like that it's very reminiscent of like the old iMac G3, like the original iMac, but also like the iPod Nanos. It reminds me of like the love child between those two.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at first, but it's growing on me. But I really like the blue one.
Yeah, I know you didn't like it. You were like, "Oh, I hate it." Yeah.
Well, I'm not a fan of white bezels. That's my biggest pet peeve with it.
Yeah.
I was disappointed. I didn't want the chin. I wanted it all just to be like the Pro XDR.
I don't get why they didn't do that. It's like, just give me an iPad Pro and slap it onto a stand,
Yeah.
I think I know why. Because if they took out the chin, like the chin is sort of like it's characteristic of the iMac. It's been so for like a couple of years, and when they remove it, it looks too much like the Pro display, and they really want to keep that Pro, I guess. So that's why I think they might not have included it.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep. So we got Christopher Birchall says, "How are you, man?" Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Nice to see you all, mate. And what's coming out? So we've got AirTags, we've got iPad, we've got Apple TV, iMac, iPhone in purple, iPhone 12 in purple, and Mini in purple. Anything else I missed? Quite a few bits.
Apple TV.
AirTags. Hermes AirTags.
AirTag, yeah. Monster Tech says, "How's it going, Colonel Crew?" We're going good. We still talk, obviously. Yeah. So Minecraft James, the problem I have with the M1 is that it doesn't support Windows 10 with Boot Camp, and emulation doesn't work well. I guess that is a problem for some people.
Yeah.
I know for work I was looking at Macs, and we use Windows, so it's got to work with some Windows software that we have and stuff. Mm-hmm. But when I was looking into that, I know that it's coming soon. I know that like Parallels, one of the big apps that does a lot of the stuff, is actually working on a beta anyway. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, because Windows already works on ARM, right? Like there's an ARM version of Windows, so I guess it should just work like Parallels does.
By the way, now that we're saying this, why they didn't add the iPad design and stuff, like what could also make a lot of sense is, we're getting the M1 round of Macs. We just got the MacBook Air, we just got the MacBook Pro, and we got the iMac, and we got the Mac Mini. So we still didn't get, like a new iMac Pro, or a new Mac Pro for like with M1. And there's rumors that, we're going to be getting a new one, way better MacBook Pro at the end of the year. So what if the M2 round, Apple's going to release the iMac Pro with like an edge-to-edge, the new MacBook Pro, which is going to be a redesign as well. Yeah. That's something to think.
I'm thinking that like the next iMac will be like 32 inches, just like the Pro display. And I think it will be like, it won't come in colors. It will only come in like silver and space gray, and will be like more pro focused. That's my expectation.
Do you feel like they missed an opportunity here to brand the iMacs that we saw today as iMac A's?
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. They could have done a segregation of like, this is our like what they've done with the iPad. We've got all these colors, and it looks more or less the same with a little bit of differences, and then Yeah, I'm excited to get one. I'm going to be getting one on the channel. I'm going to be unboxing one. I'm undecided what color to get, because I know I'm probably going to be sending it back. So I'm just going to get the weirdest color I can.
Come on.
Nah, I don't know. I might go blue. I might just try the blue one out. Might have a go with the blue one. That intrigues me the most. The dark blue one. It's like the dark blue one.
Yeah.
So
it's my favorite as well. I also like the green and the yellow ones.
Yeah, Hannah likes the green one. I can see them being quite popular with students, though. You're looking for a computer, and you're looking for something to just get you through like uni and studying and stuff. Don't know.
For anything, dude. M1 chip is literally powerful for anything.
Yeah.
By the way,
I think it's also like worth something that.
Did you see this tweet?
I'm gonna make you bigger. I make myself bigger.
You can share your screen, James. You can share a tab only.
Can I?
Yeah. So if you press share and then share screen, don't share your entire screen just in case for privacy reasons. Just share a tab, create a new tab, and just share that. Go on Twitter.
I think I gotta go into the privacy settings though of my Mac.
Oh yeah, that's fine then. Here, I can actually do it. Yeah, I can actually do it. Just
okay.
Here we go. Just share.
Okay, I'll have a look at the. So we got
There you go. Can you see my screen? There we go.
There we go.
So, here, I wanted to show you guys this, which is pretty funny. By the way, the new marketing images are insane. This image right here is absolutely so beautiful. I love it.
Yeah,
they did so well.
Nice, but that's one thing I would already advise people: don't buy the white version of that keyboard, because I have the black one, and it already has like smudges on it from like oil from your hands.
I know. I hate the. I don't like the material.
I hate the material. Yeah, me too. It isn't durable at all.
Yeah.
It's the same as this stupid thing.
Did you guys see that? Come on. Hold on. Calm your butts. Here we go. This is it. Did you guys see this? Twitter, do your magic, the best Photoshop image will get a
It was what I was going back and forth. These, it's quite funny. Some of them. Lemon Airlines.
Here,
I'm thinking of now maybe one of you like sitting on top of the edge of like the new iMac.
This is a good one.
Nostalgia. Yeah, that's good.
I'm showing you this because of one that made me think of you two. This one's good. The one that made me think of you is this one. Look at this.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Right?
It looks like it actually sat on the bank in as well.
Yeah, exactly. For me, this is the best one. It looks so real.
Oh, about that, by the way. I was really fearing when they announced the iPad they were going to talk about 5G for another half an hour.
Yeah, right. Me too.
As you start like with 5G, you can download so fast. I was like, yeah, you already told us at the iPhone keynote last year.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, do we know how much the keyboard is? No, right? No. Doesn't.
I don't know if the keyboard works with other Macs actually.
Yeah, I guess the Touch ID one would probably not actually.
Yeah, I love it.
And they probably won't let you be able to buy the colors individually, will they?
Yeah,
yeah, maybe that's another thing. Yeah, I don't know.
Because in the past they haven't, not at launch anyway.
I quite like the red. I quite like the red one as well, but not that like the base is like pink. If it was like all red, it would have been cool.
Yeah. Emil Bang says, I wonder if they will announce Final Cut Xcode at WWDC since it's obviously capable of running it. The thing is, like,
then we're going to the iPad. Like, are we done talking about the Mac, the iMac?
Yeah,
are we going to get it?
He's talking about iPad.
Yeah, but we were still on the iMac. So, are we? Yeah. Are we going to get the iMac?
I am.
I'm not getting this model.
I mean, Apple's going to send me one, hopefully. So I can't say no to an Apple.
Yeah, I'm still doubting. Like, I kind of want like one powerful good Mac.
Yeah.
But I'm also like very intrigued about that new MacBook Pro model that's about to be released with like the HDMI port and MagSafe, stuff like that, and then getting an external display for it.
Yeah. The power cable. The power cable was interesting for the iMac.
Yeah.
The magnetic. That's like I reckon the MacBook Pro is going to have a braided cable as well.
So about Final Cut,
the Ethernet port.
Go ahead.
Like the Ethernet port was in the power cable, right? From the iMac.
In the brick, yeah.
Somebody.
It's also weird to have like a power brick for your iMac. That feels very un-Apple in a way.
Yeah. Here. This is pretty interesting. Remember when we had leaks about a braided lightning cable for iPhone 12? It looks like it was actually a leak for the iMac.
Mm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so here we go. I think the iMac having Greg's Gadget is saying, I think the iMac having a power brick is a huge step back in design. I'll miss having an internal power supply. I imagine they'll bring power bricks with Ethernet connectors to the redesigned MacBook Pros.
MacBooks as well, yeah. See, I'm for that. I am for my desk setup. I'm for that because I can mount that onto my desk, and there's just basically one cable going up to my Mac. You mean?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty pro that.
Aesthetically wise, it's not a good choice, but other than that,
it makes sense though. Like a power brick, it sucks, but like you can like tuck it away that you don't see it. It's nice to have like such a thin computer on your desk compared to like a slightly thicker one because the power supply had to be built in.
Yeah.
And if it fails, the power supply, you can just like get a new one instead of like opening up your whole iMac.
Yeah. I'm pretty annoyed that it doesn't have an SD card slot.
Yeah, the port selection is quite bad. Just USB-C and a headphone jack on the side because
headphone jack on the side,
funny thing is, if they put the headphone jack on the back, it wouldn't fit. It would like the computer is too thin to like fit a headphone jack.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. I didn't think about that.
The side would have been better though. Anyway, putting it on the side. But
one thing that I'm very annoyed at. One thing that I'm very annoyed at the iPad, and it's something that I've been wanting forever, is like, hold on, let me see. Like, why is the camera of the iPad here? Like, come on, Apple's pushing us that we should be using the iPad usually horizontally. Put the iPad and put the camera in the middle of the screen. Like, it doesn't make sense. And whenever you're FaceTiming people and stuff, it looks like, you're not looking to them.
Yeah, and also that like the logo is still like
Exactly.
on the wrong side if you put it like this.
Or especially like the 12.9 inch,
Yeah, totally agree with that.
And by the way, the pricing, did you guys see this? If you choose the 12.9 inch and then the 2 terabyte, that is $2,399.
For a machine that still doesn't have like Final Cut. Or Logic Pro or...
So Final Cut Pro, we could have had Final Cut Pro since the 2018 iPad Pro. That thing was like already powerful. Great pricing, by the way, on AirTags, AirTag 4-pack, $99. That's amazing. There were rumors that AirTags was actually going to cost $70 each. So I'm super happy. Whoa, why is my computer lagging? AirTags loop, $29, silicone case. Attach it to anything. Expensive, but
I just got a notification, by the way. The Apple TV's new iPhone-based color balance feature, like holding your iPhone screen, it also works on the Apple TV HD and the old 4K one. So you don't need a new one to do that.
Okay, so what is new about this new Apple TV?
Well, yeah, the remote, but that isn't really new because you can buy it for the old one and like better chip and HDMI 2.1, A12. HDMI 2.1 Threads is also supported, Wi-Fi 6. That's about it.
It's more of a spec bump of the current standard for HDMI, Wi-Fi.
So high frame rate, HDR, A12 Bionic. So that these two things are the only thing that's new.
Just some extra headroom for like the next 5 years, probably, until like 8K becomes standard, I think.
Yeah. Let's move on to the iPad, though.
Yes.
I've got somebody saying the iPad is so expensive.
Agreed.
So we've got So iPad is expensive, as Nicky said. They're $2,399 for the top model. I'm wondering people's thoughts on the iPad because I know Nicky, you have a 2018 model still. Do you?
I have the 2020 iPad.
Oh, you got the latest one. I'm just wondering if you guys upgraded from your 2020. I personally am. I use a 2018 model, so I do an upgrade. But what about your situation, bro?
Well, I have the 11-inch version from last year, the 2020 model with like the LiDAR scanner. Especially, and I love the 12-inch of the 11-inch form factor because for me it's like the perfect blend between like a laptop and iPad. Because I had the 12-inch iPad before, and I loved it as a laptop, but like using it as an iPad on the couch or reading some books, it was too big for me. So this is the perfect balance. But yeah, for compared the 11-inch from this year to like last year's, it's like there isn't that much new for me. If it had like the XDR display, that would be more of an incentive to upgrade. But even still, my iPad just works fine. The only thing I don't hope is now that it has a Mac chip. Like when something like Final Cut releases, it won't be exclusive to this new one. I don't think it will be just because it's still the same architecture, still ARM, so it should be fine.
Yeah.
Because I really want to use my iPad more as like a laptop replacement. So
same. That's one of my biggest goals with this is when the new one comes is I want to really test it out and edit videos on there using LumaFusion, whatever's available. I really would love my iPad to be my MacBook replacement. Really would.
I must say though, like last weekend I recorded a podcast and like I decided to just record and edit it on the iPad for the first time. And I was like surprised how good it works in GarageBand. Like I could basically do everything. It was less intuitive than on my Mac. But still, it worked. Like I was like, I guess I can do it.
Yeah.
Here we go. So we got somebody saying, is the M1 going to be relevant after they use ARM9 architecture? I don't really know much about ARM9.
Yeah. Sorry, Chef.
Sorry.
We're not
that technical, I guess.
I'd say M1 is definitely going to be relevant because now you know that like when a MacBook gets updated, an iPad gets updated. Apple's now in full control of like both software and completely with hardware as well on both their platforms. This is just a bigger step to make the iPad more like a Mac, and that's why I really expect now that like now it's basically the same computer as a Mac, but just with different software. Like the hardware is almost identical. So theoretically, you could run macOS on an iPad with an M1.
Yeah, I was going to say iPadOS is going to be very interesting this year. Hopefully they bring across, as you say, Final Cut and Logic and all those pro apps to iPad. Now it's technically possible because obviously the current version of Final Cut does work on an M1 chip. So it's possible to port over. It's just going to be interesting to see if iPadOS is kind of not going to be merged into macOS more, or is it going to be, I guess, a bit opened up a bit more, maybe with Windows support, drag and drop and that type of stuff. I don't know.
Also, like, one thing I'm still very annoyed with iPad is that there's like a really bad second screen support. Like when I connect like a display to my iPad, it just mirrors the iPad.
Yeah,
that's one thing I really need to improve. I thought of one thing, like maybe like what they could do is like when you just use your iPad like this, like you're on the couch and you're drawing or whatsoever, it works as an iPad.
It works.
But then as soon as you put it in your Magic Keyboard dock, it recognizes and it switches to macOS mode. Like maybe that's something they could do.
Oh, we got a super chat from Nikias. I'm a big fan of you, James. Can I get a shout out? Of course, everyone go and subscribe to Nikias if you haven't. I mean, probably a lot of people watching are Nikias's viewers, thanks to the tweet. We have got somebody, I didn't forget about you, James, but you did say Apple Card needs to come to other countries. I think we all agree with this. I was hoping when they mentioned Apple Card, I was like, maybe another country, come on. But it was no, it was just a family card. So
yeah.
I think it's quite complex. It's quite complex, though, in there, porting that to other countries, I guess, because they've got to deal with Goldman Sachs, which I know Goldman Sachs ain't in the UK at all. So
yeah,
it's a dog at my window. It's called dog shouting outside. So Apple Card is going to be interesting, and one I think it could develop and broaden out. So let's talk about iPad then before we round the stream off. Obviously,
I think about the Apple Card, by the way. Like one thing, like I also want it, but it's like America is like very credit card focused, and less so over here. And I think that's the hardest thing of like bringing it to other countries, especially like because they work with like Goldman Sachs. So it's like it's not all Apple; it's also like a big bank that works with it. So I don't see that coming to like other countries soon, especially not in Europe.
No, you're right there, but we're not really credit card focused. Same in the UK,
I just want that titanium card in my wallet. I don't really care if I don't get the service,
Yeah. My bank actually do titanium cards, but you have to pay for it and stuff. Yeah, I think it's like £50 to pay for the card. Something ridiculous. Anyway, so iPads then.
I gotta jump.
Okay, no worries.
Thank you for. Well, I auto-invited myself, but still pretty cool.
No, it's fine. Thanks for coming on, Nick. Yes.
Bye,
no
Ram.
problem.
Have a nice evening, man.
Take it.
Well, night, not evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so what's going on? I'm on my own. Right, there we go.
I'm back.
So James Hunt says on the card they already partner with Barclays in the UK for financing, so it could easily be done if they brought the Apple Card out to the UK. I didn't know that. Maybe something there then with Barclays. I know Apple do use Barclays for their financing option on obviously Apple's website in the UK, so it could be maybe brought in the form of a Barclays credit card with that part. If they could partner anyway. Maybe the UK could be next then, I guess. But as you say, it's not really
like I know around here, like I live in the Netherlands, and like over here people have credit cards, but it's just like people use it for like when they buy something online, for instance, so it's insured.
Yeah.
But like we don't use it to do like our groceries or stuff like that. And the Apple Card, I haven't really delved deep into it, but the way I've read about it is that it's like focused that you just buy everything with the Apple Card. And I think that's a big hurdle for like Europe. I don't know the situation in the UK, but I know like across Europe, it's more like like just debit cards, like Maestro cards are more suited. So if maybe they could do something like that it's just like a Maestro card. But then again, you don't have like the advantages of like cashback and stuff like that. So
yep, interesting. So we will move. We'll move on to iPad now, just so we can round off the stream. I'm interested. Obviously, Nicky said he's got his 2020 one. You've got a 2020 model as well. Yeah. I've got a 2018 model and do an upgrade. 2.5 years since I had mine, so I'm quite looking forward to that. What about yourself, Bram? What's your situation?
Well, I have the 11-inch iPad Pro from last year, the 2021 with the LiDAR scanner. I have with it I have like the pencil and the Magic Keyboard, and I want to use it more. I've tried using it more and more. Like I said, I edited and recorded a podcast with it last weekend, and it worked quite well, better than I expected. And I really want to start using it more for like also editing stuff, like videos. Like the iPad is like, it still is like my favorite Apple gadget. Like I can do anything with my iPad. It's sort of like around the house, I always use my iPad for like computer stuff. I have an Imac and a MacBook. I originally like worked with like I had like the 13-inch iPad, like the second generation with the bezels, and then I fully used that as a computer on the go and the iMac for at home. That didn't really work because back then it didn't have USB-C, so you couldn't like plug anything in, and the software wasn't optimized. Right now, I'd say like for just stuff on the go, I guess I could use it. The biggest thing is that though for work, I need to have like Google Chrome and good file systems and stuff like that. And for that, it's still a bit. I mean, it works, but it isn't as like the way I always compare it is like when I work on a Mac, like I can change the Mac to work how I want it to, but when I work on an iMac, I have to change myself to the way the iPad works. And that's still a bit nagging to me.
Interesting. I think there's maybe a software discussion here. Then so maybe WWDC may make that easier for people like yourselves, I guess, in terms of wanting to use it more. Yeah,
that's the biggest thing. Like you can put like the greatest chips in it, but if the software doesn't like really change. I mean, it has changed. Like it's hard to say that it just revamped it because it already works quite well. It's just the fact that it works differently. And you just have to get used to it, and to do that, you have to use it more. But then I would also like to see like just second display stuff work better, or have like the ability to run pro apps like Final Cut or Logic, or just stuff like that.
Yeah, for myself, I really, really hope that it's got Final Cut Pro on there, and I want to be able to run and do my videos, my not so tedious edit videos, in terms of my vlogs. They don't tend to take me that long to edit, and they're just cut into export. That's it. I don't really do anything else with them. So what I want to do, what I'm hoping is it can do that, and do that well, and I can actually upload a file, plug in an SSD drive. I've never even done any of this. So, and then save the file to the drive and then pick it up on my Mac and save it down on my NAS. That's basically my workflow. So if I can do that when I like go on holidays, then that's great, because an iPad for me is more of a media consumption device than anything else. I'm really interested with this game stuff. We did have a question on from Shift saying how much will the M1 improve the games, and I think the games on the iPad are going to be pretty. I think it's going to be more of a jump on the iPad than it would be on the Mac. Would you say the same?
Yeah, I mean, like iPad is still more accessible in that way. But that's also a thing. Like that's the thing. I remember when like the iPad 2018 was like presented, and Apple was like, "This thing is more powerful than Xbox One S," which was like a new console back then.
Yeah.
But you don't see the games for it. You don't see stuff like Forza, or a game graphically speaking like Forza, or I don't know, Demon's Souls on it. It's still just like shitty mobile games that you get on it mostly. So I would really like to see Apple like make a push for that. Like maybe more than so to the Apple TV, because for the Apple TV I think it's just a bit redundant because people have game consoles.
Yeah.
Look, I would love to run something like, I don't know, like FIFA 21 or Call of Duty Black Ops on the iPad.
Yeah.
But just games like that would be great.
Yeah.
I mean, it would actually usually, but
yeah, that leads on to the next point from Emil Bang saying, I think that iPadOS 15 will be a pretty major update, and I think that's inevitable. I think it's got to be. I'm hoping for, as you said on the stream a few times, Final Cut Pro, Logic. I'm hoping they obviously have like a bigger title in terms of their arcade to make it more worthwhile. We've got a powerful Apple TV, we've got a really powerful iPad. Use those, and phones as well. Use those devices now with the DualShock support and the Xbox controller support. Use those devices and actually put games on the platform that people are going to play. And you've also then got Xbox, the cloud service thing that we spoke about at the beginning of the stream, that is launching. I just can't wait I want to be able to go on a plane and I can sit and edit a video on an iPad that's like that thin with the Magic Keyboard or whatever. I can edit a video, upload a video decent on there. I can then whip out a PlayStation controller, pair it, and play a game on the screen. I can watch a film, and it does all those things really well for me, as well as then browsing the web. Like, that's what the iPad is to me. It's different for other people, but for me, that's what I would love.
Like, even with the gaming, like this afternoon, I was just like scrolling through the App Store on my iPad, and I saw like last year there was a remaster release of like the old SpongeBob game, like Battle for Bikini Bottom. That's like a game. Like, it isn't like the most graphically intensive game ever, but it's on the iPad, and it's the same as the console. It's not like a watered down mobile port or something. No, it's like the actual same version as the console, and it was like $10. And if I buy it on the Xbox, it's like 30. It's like that. That's the thing that Apple could do, I think, with it, because that's like a game that's like it's not like heavily graphically intensive. It's like normal. If they have like for instance like the Lego games would be great to have on the iPad. For instance, games like that, I would love to see more of that kind of things. Like,
they could remaster.
The iPad still for me, the iPad for me is still like it's the ultimate gadgets, but like gaming is still a big part I'm missing, and then also like stuff like small stuff like second screen support.
Yeah,
but I also think that iOS or iPadOS 15 is going to be a big update this summer.
Yeah. Yes, and that's going to be coming very, very soon. Just about 7 weeks, something like that. Pretty much.
Early June, right?
Yeah, early June. So we've really got all of May, which we're going to be getting a load of goodies coming in the mail during May, and then first week of June, update those products with betas and stuff. We may get products in June. I wouldn't be surprised if they showed off the MacBooks in DubDub, because those devices, they may tease them in terms of, they may even not show a product, but they may show M1X, what it can do, so you can develop for it.
Maybe they'll do it like the Mac Pro and the iMac Pro, like they announce it and you have like a presentation for it, and it releases like later in the year.
That's what I think. I think they could do that in terms of a preempt for the developers to get on board and start developing for M1X ready in the fall. That could be done, and they could do something like the Mac Mini thing before, where they gave out Mac Mini dev kits. They could give out M1X dev kits as well.
I would love to see, like, because that's one thing I'm very interested in, like a new MacBook Pro with like full USB ports, HDMI, MagSafe, new Apple chips, whatever they're gonna be. Like, that's one thing I'm very interested in to get, if it isn't too expensive, which it probably will be. So
well, there we go then. I guess to round off the stream, Bram, what's on your shopping list for next week? This week?
Well, this Friday I'm gonna get the 4-pack of AirTags, and 2 will be mine, and 2 others will it's for a friend. And with that, I'll get the leather like keychain thing, because I want to have one of my keychains and one in my bag. And then next year, or not next year, next week, I'm gonna get the new Apple TV in 64 gigabytes, and that's about it. I would love to buy an iMac, but that isn't the financial situation right now.
No, so I'm getting an iMac for videos and also an iPad for videos. The iPad I buy won't be for myself, because I get my iPad through work, so I won't be able to have that one. But I'm going to be getting them for videos to do on the channel. I'm going to pick up myself one AirTag for my keys. As I said at the beginning, I lost my keys today, so I need one. And I'm going to pick up the Belkin.
Apple planned this for you.
Yeah. I'm also going to pick up the Belkin keychain, I think, because I just don't want to pay Apple $40 for some leather.
Yeah, for me, I'm a sucker for saddle
you
brown.
love saddle brown.
I love like my MacBook sleeve saddle brown, my watch band is saddle brown.
Yeah,
I love that color.
You're all in on saddle brown. Yeah. So I'm going to get those two devices. Yeah, those two devices, AirTag, and I'm also going to get an Apple TV. That's going to be for myself to keep as I need one. So pretty packed week. So to end the stream, if you're still here and you've watched the whole thing after us being live, thanks so much. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't found me before, and stay tuned as well, because when you subscribe, you'll see me upload all the videos of all these new products, and we'll be having all unboxes of all of them on there. So yeah, thanks to Bram for coming on. Also, don't forget to go and listen to our podcast from Across the Pond. Season 2 is coming very soon. May the 4th we will start. So may the 4th be with you. Yes, we will be back. And I'm going to end the stream. Thanks, everyone. Take it easy, and goodbye.
Have a nice evening, everyone.